Vijaya ma'am, shall I start the session, ma'am? Madam there. Vijaya ma'am, shall I start the session, ma'am?
Yeah, madam. Please start.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. Respected Madam, Dr. E. Vijaya, faculty member at National Institute for Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises, today's resource person, my colleagues, and my dear students. I take this great opportunity to welcome you all to webinar on Accelerators Incubation Opportunities for Students and Faculties, Early Stage Entrepreneurs, organized by Institution Innovation Council in collaboration with ED and Bachelors of Business Management. I extend my sincere gratitude to today's speaker, Dr. V.E. Vijaya Madam, for accepting to deliver this lecture. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. Before starting the lecture, I take this great opportunity to introduce today's speaker, Dr. E. Vijaya Madam, faculty member at National Institute for Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises, an organization of the Ministry of MSME, Government of India. Our areas of expertise include financial management, SME financing, taxation, project appraisal, international finance, and entrepreneurship development. Madam has published 5 books, 21 papers in national and international journal and presented 18 papers in national and international conferences at reputed institutions. Madam has organized various national and international executive development programs in the area of finance, accounting, and taxation for international delegates, central state government officials, and organized DST-sponsored entrepreneurship development programs, women entrepreneurship development programs, special FDPs on finance, solar technologies, and entrepreneurship development. Madam conducted more than 100 awareness workshops on entrepreneur awareness, MSME schemes, GST, and public procurement policies. Madam is Program Director for National SC/ST Hub Program, additional in charge as Chief Administrative Officer, and in charge for Entrepreneurship Development Center and GST Cell at NIMSME to support MSMEs in creating awareness on MSME schemes, FIME registrations, DPR preparation, and GST, other consulting services. Thank you. Now I hand over session to Dr. E. Vijaya ma'am. Ma'am, you can start the session, ma'am.
Yeah, okay, madam. Yeah, good morning, one and all. First of all, I would like to thank the management of RBBRR Women's College for inviting me for this guest session on this accelerators and incubators for the opportunities for the early stage entrepreneurs. And madam, is my voice is clear?
Yes, ma'am, it is clear.
Okay. So I'm feeling very happy to have an interactions with the students, those who are pursuing this business management, and also the faculties. With regard the most hot topic, I can say the most emerging issue and most emerging topic, and especially for the entrepreneurs' point of view. Okay, so before going to that, I just want to share a small presentations to you all. Madam, is the screen is visible?
Yes, ma'am, it is visible.
And madam, the slide is changing, no?
Yeah, it is changing.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay. So today we are going to have a small interactive session on this accelerators and incubation opportunities for the students, faculties, and also the early stage entrepreneurs. And hope the students, especially all are the girls. Okay, so here I can say that there is a huge opportunities for the women to take up the entrepreneurial activities. And before going to the session, also I'm very happy to inform you all that I'm also one of the alumni of the RBBR Women's College. I have undergone my Masters of Business Administration at Ready Women's College. Okay, so feeling proud to have interactions with my past college to give an inputs regarding this incubation opportunities for the early stage entrepreneurs. So first of all, I would like to thank Swapna Madam and Nisha Madam for inviting this session. And then, as you are knowing about that, our institution, National Institute for Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises, and this is the pioneer entrepreneurship development institution in the country, I can say. So this is only one of the pioneer entrepreneurship development country. We can call it as a mother of entrepreneurship. Because as you are all the business management graduates, you all know about you are having a subject of entrepreneurship development, where you people are knowing about the experiment of Kakinada experiment. Okay, so it is one of the motivational achievement experiment that has been taken place by David McClan. He is the first famous science professor in association with the NIMSME faculty in the year 1962. Okay, so that is what the great history is there with the National Institute for MSME. Here we are working, I'm working as a faculty member and also the entrepreneurship development cell in charge. So why I'm giving the input regarding this National Institute for MSME, hope you people, maybe 30 students are there in this session. So out of that, how many people know about this National Institute for MSME? This institution, okay, so this institution has been located in the center of the city, like in Yusufpura, which is near to Amirpet. It is one of the training institution under Ministry of MSME, and we are very pioneer in providing the entrepreneurship guidance and opportunities. And here we are also talking about the incubation, and NIMSME and how is having one of the incubation center is at our premises, like a livelihood business incubator, which will support the early stage entrepreneurs who can take up the entrepreneurial activities. Okay, so keeping in the present situation or in the scenario, you all knowing about that our present Prime Minister, his motive is to make India, make in India. You all know. Okay, so make India as a manufacturing hub. Okay, so why we are focusing on make in India concept? We want to focusing on make our India is to be more progressive in terms of exporting the products. Because as you're all business administration people, you all know that any country, we can say India still has developing economy. Why not we are calling US as a developed economy and India is a developing economy? So any countries, whether it is in developing economy or developed economy, basing upon their country's GDP levels. Okay, so how this country's goods and services contribution to the country's GDP, it will deciding about the factors whether the country is in a progressive way or not. Okay, so when I'm talking about this, all this, why I'm talking about all these points, because you are knowing about that MSME sector, this is a micro, small and medium sector. It is contributing nearly 30% to the country's GDP, and nearly 50% of the exports are generating from this sector. So that is what, when we are exporting more products to the other countries, we can generate more foreign reserves. So that will add value to our economic power. So which will ultimately increase our GDP levels. So keeping in view of increasing the exports of the country and reducing the imports, the present government is basically focusing on make in India concept. That means make India as a manufacturing hub. Then who will take up these manufacturing activities? Okay, so that is what the major things right now in the present scenario. Like majority of the, we always guide the students, because see, here I am just giving a quotation that none of us can change our yesterdays, but all of us can change our tomorrows. Okay, so as you are pursuing your graduation, usually when after completing your graduation, people will also feel that if I get a good job, I can settle in a job so that I can continue my life. Okay, so but the present scenario, it is not like the job seeker, it is the job creators. Okay, so that means instead of working under someone, we need to have to create an employment opportunity to the others, so that it will lead value addition to our country's the motive of Make in India concept. Okay, so that is what the major motive of establishing the ED cells and establishing the IICs at the institution, higher education institution levels, to promote the entrepreneurial concept. See, you people are at a graduation level, but you see some of the countries, like we people also have attended the trainings in other countries as a capacity building trainings. So wherein we have visited in Indonesia, you all know that Indonesia is a small country with a small population. We can see Indonesia population is, it is not more than the state population of Telangana. Okay, but whatever the practices they're adapting in their respective country, it will be a limelighting to the other countries. So you all knowing that at the graduation level, we are establishing the ED cells. Okay, but in the Indonesia, they are establishing the entrepreneur concept at the schools level. Okay, schools level only, they are motivating the students to come up with a new innovative activities, inculcating that entrepreneurial mindset at the school level, so that it can start enhancing their particular skills. When they're reaching the graduation level, they can come up with a design with a prototype. Okay, so this is what the major importance in the present scenario. Like, we want the students to be the job creators, not the job seekers. Okay, so if you want to create the job creators, you need to have a passion to develop an entrepreneur mindset. Okay, so entrepreneur, we can't say that if your father is running a business, if you are taking over the business, you are not an entrepreneur. Okay, you're just continuing the existing business. If you are come up with a new innovative idea, it is not the, when I'm talking about the innovation, it is not like you want to find out something which is there which is not there in the country. Like, it's not like that. So within the limited within the resources, you need to identify what is the problem existing in the your locality. Okay, for that, if you are come up with any solution, not only the solution to a problem. Okay, if you come up with a good idea with a utilization of the local resources, that can also call it as an entrepreneur. Okay, so because right now we are seeing about that, we need to environmental protection, we are focusing on that. For that only we are conducting this World Environment Day, so to reduce the protection and to reduce the pollution by stop cutting the trees. Okay, so, see, if you want to go for manufacturing a paper, you need to cut the trees. But instead of that, they have come up with a new innovative idea, like instead of paper, so they want to use the recycling of waste. Okay, see, in the same concept is adapted in the Indonesia. Like, instead of paper, they are recycling the waste from the banana trees. If you are seeing about the banana tree, so where we are seeing that banana tree, we are using the fruits. But apart from that, if you see the stem, they are recycling the stem to producing the banana leaf papers. Okay, so this is what an innovation. Okay, if you come up with that new innovative idea, okay, so then only you can be calling it as an entrepreneur. So if you want to take up an entrepreneurial activity, first of all, you need to have a passion. That means you need to have a desire to start your own enterprises. Always you need to have a right attitude, and you should be very proactive, because we are seeing that last 2 years back, we are facing the challenges with because of the COVID pandemic scenario. So not only a individual, so majority of the firms, majority of the industries also got affected. If you see the tourism industry, the whole tourism industry got stopped their operation for the last 2 years. Okay, so if you see other industries like restaurants, when we are seeing that, because people, because of the lockdown, we are sitting at home, so nobody is going outside to consume food outside. So majority of the canteens, majority of the these centers, teapots, everything got affected. Okay, so but always we see that the distraction will lead to in giving the new opportunities. Okay, so last 2 years onwards, there is a huge opportunities in the various sectors. If I say in healthcare sector, pharmaceutical sector, and right now we are having an online webinars. Okay, so this digital platform is also one of the initiative because of the COVID pandemic only, because everything has moved from the offline to the online digital platforms. Okay, so that is what the innovation. You all knowing about how many people are knowing about the Byju's and an academy before the COVID? Mostly maybe the 10 or 15% or 20%. But the Byju's, and they have got the they want to they have a long vision that because of the coming up the event of this COVID, there may be huge demand for the online courses. Immediately they have come up with various online courses so that people can sit at home and completing their online certification courses and online learning. Okay, so this is what the innovation and entrepreneurship should be taken place. Okay, we always state that an entrepreneur must have an innovative skills, and he should be a risk taker, and also he should be a multitasking. He must have a knowledge about all the aspects which is required for setting up of a business. Okay, so because before going to the incubation, first of all, you need to have a test from your end that whether you are having an entrepreneurial qualities or not. Okay, whether you are having a passion, Because so incubation will be comes at the next level. First of all, an individual has to desire itself that whether he is eligible to go for, whether he is having a passion to start up his own enterprise or not. Okay, so when you are having a passion to start your own idea, first of all, we had to check from our end that whether my idea will be motivated me to go for next long 5 years or not, more than 2 years or not. Because always in commerce, accounting, we are studying about the going concern concept. So that means that our business should be existing for a long time. It is not for if I'm completing one operating cycle, it is not like that. First of all, I'm getting a profit, I can close my business. It is not the business. Okay, so you need to have a long-term perspective. So whatever the idea you want to start, whether this idea will be force you to continue your business for the next 5 years. Okay, and whether your business idea is viable or not. You have to check the viability of the business idea through going with the market search, market research. Always you have to do a market survey whenever you are having an idea. Because see, in the present COVID, last 2 years back, there is a huge demand for the masks and sanitizers because the people continuously using the things when they are going out. But the same thing will not be happen right now because see, if they are going to stop usage of mask and everything. That means the demand may not be the same when compared to the last 2 years to the present year. The customer taste preferences has been changing every time. Okay, so when you are coming up with new idea, so you have to test with the market whether the people, the ultimate customer is going to accept your product or not. You have to do a market survey. Okay, so with the market survey, if you're having a conclusion that your product is having a demand for that particular customer range, then you have to go for the field survey. That means what is the requirement? If I want to establish a bakery unit, for example, right now you are seeing that people who are very health conscious. Okay, so I'm basically focusing on more nutritious food. Okay, earlier if I'm say bakery, we are having a cookies. But now if I'm taking about the bakery items, I can have a millet based cookies. Okay, and I may have a different types of cookies which are more protein and nutritious. Okay, so when you are finding about that there is a huge demand for that particular product with the customers, you have to study about the fields. Okay, like similar industry, what are the requirements are there? If I want to establish that particular industry, what is the requirement of machinery, what is the requirement of material, okay, what is the prior requirements are there when establishing the unit. Okay, we always have to test with the consult with the experts because always we are having the competitors in the market. How to adapt my competitive strategy to start enhance my business. Okay, and always we have to see that whatever the idea I have chosen, whether it comes under the sunrise industry, that is a booming industry. That means, so see, in the present scenario, you all knowing that we are having a business cycle, phase of business cycle. That means each phase will have some duration. Like if an industry is having a boom stage, it will not be continued throughout the for long years. It will be for some period of time. And after the boom, it will start going for recession or it may go for the recovery like the phases will be comes. Okay, sunrise industry means the booming industry for the present scenario. So whatever the idea you have selected, so you have to check whether the particular idea will be comes under the sunrise industry. Like right now in the present scenario, there is a booming industry. We can say pharmaceutical, healthcare, food processing, okay, and digital e-commerce platforms, supply chain management. Okay, so whatever the idea we have selected, we have to see whether the idea will be comes under the sunrise industry, and let we have to evaluate our business opportunity. Then we have to go for the project conceptualization. So this is the first step anybody wants to start up its own enterprises. Okay, so first of all, you have to check your end that whether you are having a passion to start your own enterprises, what are the qualities if you want to start up your own enterprises, and the next is what are the precautionary measures you have to take when you want to start up your own enterprises. So with all,
క్లాస్ ఏంటంటే ఫోటో పంపాలి.
I think somebody has unmute your audio. Please, you can mute your audio.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I did that.
Yeah. So if you have checked all this aspect, like whether you test the market, whether you have consulted the experts and you have to go for the field or field visits and you have to evaluate a business opportunity. And the next question will be arises that how can I proceed? You see, for example, I'm very much interested in fashion designing. I learn a course at NIFT, National Institute of Fashion Technology. So wherein I learn many courses on advanced fashion technologies like going for hand embroidering and everything. But if I want to purchase a machine embroidery, computerized machine embroidery, I have to spend nearly 25 lakhs. Okay, where should I get this 25 lakhs? and doesn't have that much of savings, especially for the woman. So he or she always be independent. She always depend upon his family members for their financial support. But I am very much interested to start up my own enterprises. So how should I get the facilities? Because if I want to anything, anybody, any
No,
question?
ma'am. No, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay. So if I want to establish my boutique, okay, I need my sophisticated computerized machine embroidery. Okay, I need some tailoring machines. Okay, so how should I procure all this? If I want to install all this machinery, I may require nearly 25 lakhs. So how should I go with that? And once I procure this machinery also, what is the guarantee that I can generate my returns on my investment? Because you people are knowing about the various capital budgeting decisions like net present value. Okay, if I'm expecting that if I'm investing 5 lakhs on the machinery, what is my future profitabilities, cash inflows? Okay, whether my decision is right or not. Because if I'm investing 25 lakhs on purchasing all these machineries and I'm going with computer embroidery designing and everything also, my competitor is coming up with a other less price and some more innovative designs or something. So what is the investment you are putting on your machinery and all these aspects? Okay, and who will guide you, who will mentor you in how to proceed with all this? So to support that early stage entrepreneurs, okay, the government has come up with the concept of incubations. Okay, so incubations, it is nothing but it is support the startups to providing the various services like providing the office space, providing the machinery support, providing the mentoring services, providing the training. So see that whatever the entrepreneurs they are approaching, they should launch a profitable and sustainable entrepreneurship companies. Okay, because always these incubators they have to screen what is the potentiality of the business. Because so always when I'm talking about this any project also, you need to establish your business where you require a space, you require the machinery and equipment. Okay, because you are having a limited resource of finances. So how should I procure all this? Okay, so for that only the incubation concept has been taken place. Okay, so incubation is a we can say that it will be nurture the disruptive idea into profitable ideas. Okay, so at the college levels also under your ED cells also you can establish an incubation centers. So but establishing an incubation centers requires some infrastructure facilities. Okay, so because incubation will support like a common, we can say as a common facility centers. Okay, see, if I want to establish, I can give an example of like computer machinery embroidery. Okay, so an incubation center will provide that machinery support. They may have a computer embroidery design machinery and they will provide the tailoring machines. So an entrepreneur, see, if he want to work on that particular products, he can approach that particular incubation to getting the support from that physical infrastructure. Okay, so this is the concept of incubation. Okay, and here I can just give you the abbreviation of incubator. So like I stands for innovation and entrepreneurship. Always an entrepreneur, I already suggest that they should come up with a new innovative idea. If I want to come up with a new innovative idea, then how should I support with the finances for establishing the machinery and all this? For that only this incubation will be supported. And the incubation also support you the networking and collaboration with other industries. Okay, and also it will be provide you the competitiveness because you are spending a less, so that your product cost will be very minimum. It should be competitive not only in the domestic and also the international markets. And you should understand the roles and roles of the public and private sector. And you should understand what are the schemes that government is supporting you for the incubation. Recently, the government of India, especially in our Ministry of MSME, it has launched MSME Innovation Scheme. Later, I will show what is that innovation scheme, because you need to have an awareness. Because when you are establishing a unit, you need to have a clarity on if I'm establishing the unit, how should I source my finance? How should I market my product? How should I procure my material? Okay, how should I get the services and how should I improve my technology upgradation? Okay, and you need to have a clear and access to resources, where the resources will be available, where what are the technologies required and how to outreach the market. And especially always you have to review the monitoring and evaluation. So this stands for the incubator. For this purpose only this incubations has been established in the country, and we are having a various different types of incubations are there. At NIMSME we are having livelihood business incubator. So livelihood business incubator in the sense, for example, if you want to establish a bakery unit, it is not a technology. So it is for your livelihood. Okay, so if you want to set up with a bakery unit, you can set up with a manufacturing of like you can go with the fashion technologies, okay, and you can go with a small manufacturing unit. So it will becomes under the livelihood business incubators. And we are having another business incubators like a technology business incubator. If you all come up with a new innovative technologies, so you want to test your product, you have to develop your prototype. Okay, for that you need the assistance. So these technology business incubators will provide that assistance for making the idea to commercialization. Okay, and here we are also having one more concept is there in your session like accelerator. Okay, incubator simply understand for the student perspective, incubation is usually for incubating the disruptive new ideas. Okay, it is early stage entrepreneurs, but the accelerators, it will always focusing on scaling up the business, because already they have established, but they want to go for an expansion for the growth of the firm, where these accelerators will support them in investing in their firm for the expansion and scaling of the business opportunities. Okay, so this is what the simple difference of the incubation and accelerators. So incubation for the early stage entrepreneurs and accelerators for the scaling up of the existing businesses. Okay, and if you want to establish, if you want to take up the incubator services, so this incubator usually provide you the infrastructural support. Okay, so I will just show the recently you people are knowing about the T Hub 2, that the government of Telangana has launched the second infrastructure facility set T Hub. You all know is Telangana Hub, which is especially to support the new innovative ideas and providing the office space and also providing the networking and mentoring services. Because if I'm coming with a new idea, how to outreach the market, how my idea will reach the target clients. If I'm developing a software, it will be useful for Microsoft, Google, or some other companies. How my idea will reach to that particular big multinational company is very difficult for me to individually reaching out. But this T-Hubs will be as a link up between the entrepreneurs and also the companies. So to reach out their idea, so to make their idea should be more successful. Okay, so that is a networking opportunity will be provided in the incubator centers. And also they will provide the financial assistance, and also they will provide other supporting services. Okay, and here again I'm saying that your incubators always support you in handling of finances, giving the assistance, and they will support in creating a synergy between the various departments, and also they will provide the economic assistance. Okay, and this is the stage of the incubation. Usually we can say that the incubation we are having the 4 different stages, but here in the incubation stage, whenever you are conceiving an idea, okay, I always we suggest them that I think somebody has okay. So when you are setting up of an idea, you need to have to your own investments, that the owner has to, that equity has to be introduced in the business. Okay. And later on, if you want to test your idea, that when you are take up the pilot project, so where you will get the funding sources will be the angel investors. Because when always we are saying that when your idea is innovative, already it will involve the risk factor. So I will give you a small example like the Hindustan Unilever. Everyone will know that it is an FMCG company. Okay, so as it is all our girls are there, you are knowing about the Fair and Lovely. It is a product from Hindustan Unilever. It is for the women fairness. Okay, so with the same motive, Hindustan Unilever has come up with another product of Fair and Handsome. It is for men. But you are seeing that the fairness is required. So women preferred for the fairness, but not with the men. Because of that criteria, though the product is coming from the branded company also, if you see the sales of Fair and Lovely will be in a high upper trend and Fair and Handsome will be in a lower trend. Okay, so that means that if it is a branded product also, you have to face the risk if it is not accepted by the target customers. Okay, so that's why when you are coming up with a new innovative idea, always you need to have the to take up the risk. So where the funding sources will be your angel investors, they will investing in the risk-oriented projects. Okay, and later on, if you want to roll out your project, the venture capitalists will be support you. Okay, and always at the time of growth, the banks will support you with the various schemes. For the startups and the early stage entrepreneurs, it is very difficult to get the financial assistance from the various schemes. because we are also from the government organization providing the various schemes assistance to the entrepreneurs. But when you want to start up any business, the government banks will not support you for the early stage entrepreneurs, because whatever the schemes are there that we are providing, that is the collateral free, without any security. They are providing the loans. Because if you are giving the security only, if the asset will be an NPA, again it will be a problem for the bank. So without any collateral security, how difficult for the bank to know that whether the borrower will be repay the interest on time and also the principal on time. Okay, so that's why at the early stage entrepreneurs, it is very difficult to get a loan from the banks through various schemes. So the banks will give you the loans and the scheme variously for the growth and expansion purpose. So that means when a business is growing, in the sense that the business generating the profits in the last year, then only it will go for growth. So wherein they will utilize the various schemes like credit guarantee trust scheme, where they will get a collateral free loan of 2 crores for the growth and expansion. And if you want to expand your business, where you can have an opportunity to go for issue of public issues. You all know that we are having a stock exchanges like BSE and NSE. And especially for the small and medium enterprises, we are having a special exchanges are there under BSE and NSE like SME exchanges. Okay, where if you are registered under the SME, small and medium enterprises exchanges, you can also raise the capital through issue the public issues. Because if you want to enlist it in the listed in the stock market, you need to have a capital investment of more than 25 crores. So for that purpose only, the government is giving a major priority to the medium enterprises by providing the fund of funds scheme, so that they can listed in the SME exchanges in raising the funds through public issues. Okay, so this is the stages will be there for the incubations. Okay, so already I suggested that these incubators will provide all the services, like they will help with the basic business. Okay, so and they will also providing the networking activities, marketing assistance. Okay, and they will also support you in assistance to loans and bank loans, and they are providing the linking with the various strategic partners and also linking with the venture capital firms. So this is the 4 stages we are having the incubation, like a pre-incubation, early stage incubation, classic incubation, and graduation. And usually in the pre-incubation, they will support you in the research support, training, and business planning, because at the initial level, you need to have to test your idea. Okay, so for that, you need to have a training and you need to have to know how to design your business plan. Okay, and at the early stage, they will provide you, advise you on all the managerial aspects like a financial, technical, and marketing and legal aspect. Okay, so once you have established, then they will provide you the support. That means when your idea is feasible, they will support you with the providing the space like an accommodation and funding access, networking support. Okay, and once you established with the business, then they will support you in marketing, the sub marketing of your particular product. Okay, so this is the 4 stages will be there in the incubators. Okay, and also if I'm talking about the process of incubators, already we are having like a pre-stage and product stage and marketing stage and growth stage. Whatever you have knowing about the earlier stages, the same will be taken place. And in India, we are having the various incubation centers are there. Okay, and before that, the many incubation centers are more than 700 incubation centers are there. I can say at Incubation Center, we are having a livelihood business incubation centers. Okay, especially this livelihood business incubation center, the government want to establish in ITIs. Okay, technical training institutions. Okay, and further management and technology engineering colleges, they are providing these technology business incubators. Okay, and like that, there are different types of incubation centers are there which are supporting the entrepreneurs in establishing their unit for marketing, for financially, for networking, and also the marketing support. Okay, so before going to that, our scheme of MSME scheme, I just want to show one of you are knowing about the T Hub and B Hub. Okay, so Telangana state, we are having the 2 innovation incubation centers, units are there. One is the Telangana Hub and one is the B Hub is for Women Entrepreneurs Hub. I just want to show a small video, okay, so that you can understand how these incubation centers will support for the startups in establishing their units. So let's wait for just some small video. Madam, is the video is have you, audio is available? Visible?
No,
Sorry.
ma'am. Audio is not coming.
No, video is
Yes, video is visible.
now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yeah, video also. You can increase the volume, ma'am.
Okay.
Innovation has come a long way. It has elevated the limitless human potential to actualize what we know and has become a necessity for our continued progress. India has evolved as a key player on the world stage. T-Hub, an innovation hub and ecosystem enabler, is leading India's pioneering innovation ecosystem, working closely with other innovation ecosystem partners to create limitless opportunities with an expansive network of collaborations between startups, corporates, investors, government, academia, and mentors.
This is India's largest startup region. This is India's largest technology incubator for the T-Hub.
The vision of T-Hub is to empower and enable an ecosystem that is hungry for innovation. We have a three-pronged strategy at T-Hub. The first is startup innovation. Startup innovation is where we empower the early stage The second is corporate innovation, where we work with corporates to help them through their early days to building their open innovation approaches to actually engaging with external stakeholders like the startups and the research labs.
While our engagement with startups continues, our corporate innovation programs are counted among the country's best. And we are proud to be the go-to corporate innovation partner in the ecosystem.
I am here to be mostly inspired by your dreams, your ambitions, and what I think you're going to do going forward in terms of changing the world because of what you do here at T-Hub and beyond.
T-Hub is not just a startup ecosystem enabler, but also an innovation ecosystem enabler that is growing in impact and relevance across the globe.
Ecosystem innovation, where we are working with all the other stakeholders in building the capacity and the capability of the ecosystem with the mentors and the investors. We're also looking to connect this ecosystem to all the other ecosystems across the world to open up markets for our startups.
India's moved to being a great place for business and a great place to innovate. India has caught the imagination of your people and how together between the US and India we can do things that neither country or business groups can do by themselves.
The T-Hub infrastructure and space is the epicenter of an innovation ecosystem. But at the same time, the space itself is a microcosm of all the different stakeholders that are working in this innovation ecosystem.
And this is going to be the new India of tomorrow. And what we're seeing in this building is just the start, just the nucleus of what could be the new big thing in the country.
Today, T-Hub commands the world's largest state-of-the-art innovation campus.
You know, imagine you come into the space, you have startups, you have corporates, you have researchers, you have government officials, trade commissioners, all of these people coming together, working together, and really creating that new trajectory of innovation. That is what this infrastructure brings.
Nevertheless, the work we do at T-Hub surpasses all physical boundaries and aspires to create a lasting impact on the global innovation ecosystem.
As you can see, we are already on our way to taking innovation to the next level for all our stakeholders. So come, work with us in building the innovation ecosystem of the future.
Yeah, this is what you have seen about the T-Hub. You people have seen the last week newspapers that T-Hub has launched its second project. Okay, earlier they are having the place in the IIIT. Now they are having a new building. Okay, where they are providing the infrastructure facilities and office space for the startups to interact with the corporates Okay, because if I'm developing a new innovative idea, so it directly reaches with the our ultimate MNCs where they requires that particular idea to implement in that project. So this is what the support that the hubs, innovation centers and incubation centers are supporting, and especially we are having in our Ministry of MSME, we are having various schemes. Okay, so for supporting the entrepreneurs through incubation, earlier we are having an Aspire scheme for establishing a livelihood business incubator. Okay, so if you are having a free, Sapna madam, as a part of your IAC, you can also have some field visit. Okay, you are having the visits to see the incubation activities.
Okay,
So we suggest you in NIMSMI, we are having a livelihood business incubator. And also if you are saying about the millet research, okay, so ICMR, it is there in Rajendra Nagar. They're also having an incubation center so that the students will have a live experience. So practical experience that what support system they will give in that particular incubation centers. Okay, so I think in ICMR you will have the practical exposure, then how that new technology will be supporting in, especially for the millet based products, because majority of the people that are focusing right now on the food processing industries. So if any of your students are interested in your ED cell, you can take up the students to that ICMR, okay, incubation center. And also we are having NSIC, National Small Industry Corporation is there. It is having branches all over the country, but in our Hyderabad also we are having NSIC unit at ECIL. So where also they were having a LBI unit is there. Okay, so in that LBI unit, they will support the entrepreneurs with various machineries. Okay, so I doesn't have the film of NIMSMI, but if you visit NIMSMI, I will show what are the LBI facilities are available. But in NSIC, we are having the facilities for various entrepreneurs, which will support them. I can say that now, if I want to purchase the machinery, I have to invest nearly 10 to 20 lakhs. Instead of that, if I'm taking that incubation support, so I have to get the raw material. For that also, this NSIC will support them in getting the raw material. So using that machinery, you can go for your production, and later they will support you on how to market your product also. Okay, so I will just show one more video also of NSIC so that you will have a clarity that how these things are working. I just show that NSSC video. Later, I will show you the MSME scheme, innovation scheme that recently introduced by the Ministry of MSME. Yeah, is the video clear, madam?
Yes, madam.
Yeah.
राष्ट्रीय लघु उद्योग निगम NSIC, MSME मंत्रालय भारत सरकार की ISO 9001:2008 सर्टिफाइड यूनिक कंपनी है। NSIC लगभग 6 दशकों से भारत में लघु उद्योग को विकसित करने की दिशा में काम कर रही है। इस संस्था ने कमर्शियल सर्विसेज के साथ साथ टेक्निकल सपोर्ट को प्राथमिकता देते हुए भारत के अलग-अलग क्षेत्रों में टेक्निकल सर्विसेज सेंटर को स्थापित किया है। इंक्यूबेशन कम ट्रेनिंग NSIC के टेक्निकल सर्विसेज सेंटर का एक फ्लैगशिप प्रोग्राम है। इस प्रोग्राम का मकसद है बेरोजगार युवाओं को ट्रेनिंग के माध्यम से फर्स्ट जनरेशन एंटरप्रेन्योर बनाना। इसी के लर्न मेथड इंक्यूबेशन कम ट्रेनिंग सेंटर की एक विशेषता है। ट्रेनिंग के कोर्स और गाइडलाइंस को विशेष रूप से डिजाइन किया गया है। इंक्यूबेशन कम ट्रेनिंग के कोर्सेज में शामिल हैं एंटरप्रेन्योर स्किल डेवलपमेंट, identification of technology, projects, products, selection and guidance, experience on working projects, interaction with technology suppliers, guidance to set up enterprise, credit facilitation through banks. इंक्यूबेशन प्रोग्राम में थ्योरी के साथ साथ प्रैक्टिकल ट्रेनिंग के दौरान प्रोजेक्ट्स की सभी बारीकियों से ट्रेनिंग्स को अवगत कराया जाता है। हर प्रोजेक्ट की डिटेल जानकारी प्रदान करने के लिए इंस्ट्रक्टर मौजूद रहते हैं। इंक्यूबेशन ट्रेनिंग प्रोग्राम के प्रोजेक्ट्स हैं ऑटोमेटिक सॉफ्ट पैकेजिंग, बिस्किट पैकेजिंग, are still exceeding. On experiment, solar milk production, food binding, device branding, dosage plate making, computer embroidery, cutting and catering, fashion designing, nutrition, wire reel making, pet bottle making, mini object printing, or paper napkin making. युवाओं में उद्यम विकास के लिए चलाए जा रहे इंक्यूबेशन कार्यक्रम के कोर्स की अवधि 1 से 12 महीने तक की होती है। इसमें दाखिला लेने के लिए न्यूनतम योग्यता 10वीं पास है। एनएसआईसी के टेक्निकल सर्विसेज सेंटर का इंक्यूबेशन कम ट्रेनिंग प्रोग्राम महत्वाकांक्षी युवाओं को उनकी इच्छा के अनुसार ट्रेनिंग स्वरोजगार प्रदान करने का एक प्रयास है और भविष्य में यही युवा जॉब प्रोवाइडर्स बनकर रोजगार प्रदान करने का पात्र बनेंगे। इंक्यूबेशन कम ट्रेनिंग प्रोग्राम के संबंध में और अधिक जानकारी प्राप्त करने के लिए आप एनएसआईसी या एमपीएससी के नजदीकी शाखा कार्यालय से संपर्क कर सकते हैं। टोल फ्री नंबर है 1800111955 www.nsic.co.in पर भी लॉगिन कर सकते हैं।
Yeah, this is what about the NSIC incubation centers also. Okay, first of all, you will have a training in that particular area, and later they will support you in getting the production and getting the financial assistance, raw material assistance, and also the marketing support system. So these are the facilities that are provided by the incubation centers. Okay, so it will not only to getting the finances, so they will help you in getting the training also, that before going to that also you need to have in some skill training, so that incubation centers will be provided. Okay, so this is what for the entrepreneurs, those who are coming with innovative ideas. At the colleges levels only, if the students are come up with new innovative ideas. So if the colleges wants to establish like a business management and technology engineering colleges want to establish the incubation centers, so and also at the government organizational levels, recently our Ministry of MSME has come up with a new scheme of MSME innovation scheme. Okay, so under MSME innovation scheme, they are giving the component of 3 components will be there. One is incubation, and second one will be the idea, the design, and third one will be the intellectual property rights. Okay, so under incubation, first of all, that organization, your college has to register under this DC MSME as a host institution. Okay, after you are registering as a host institution, the college has to gather the innovative ideas from the students. Okay, not only from the students, their college only, they can invite for the innovative ideas from the other colleges also, and wherein the college has to form an expert committee, so they have to scrutinize and they have to submit this ideas to the respective DC MSME office. So there we are having a project management unit, so they will evaluate the idea and later they will also sort out, they will send to the expert committee. So finally, whatever the ideas they have selected, for that each idea they will provide a seed fund of 10 lakhs. Okay, and also once the idea got selected, that host institution like the organization will get a grant for the infrastructure establishment of minimum 1 crore. Okay, so like that, this MSME innovation schemes will be support not only for the entrepreneurs and also the colleges and also the management institutions and the universities, so to inculcate the entrepreneurial activities. Because through the ED cell, we will enhance the skills of the students to take up the entrepreneurial activity. But once if they are interested to take up the entrepreneurial activity, how they want to proceed, that will be supported by the incubation centers. Okay, so this is what the role of the incubation centers, which is supporting for the early stage entrepreneurs and also especially for the students and faculty point of view. So now I'm just open the forum for any questions for 5 minutes so that we can conclude the program.
Yes, ma'am. Participants, you can ask the questions.
Any questions? Please, you can.
Ma'am, I have a question.
Yeah, please.
Ma'am, if I have an innovation and I've gone through all the process with the incubator with the help of the government, am I supposed to share my profits with them for a particular time period or something like that? Or can I take all the profits?
No. That everything will be belongs to you only. Okay, so incubation will support you. Like if you want to go with the particular type of the business, this incubation will support you in establishing your unit. Okay, machinery assistance and all these assistants, you need not go for your profits with that incubation centers. Everything will be belongs to the entrepreneur itself only.
Okay, ma'am. And am I obligated to sell my product only to the government solely, or can I sell it to
There is no such obligations.
Okay.
There is no such obligations. It is only to support the entrepreneurial ecosystem, because if you want to establish a unit, you require the physical infrastructure facilities. It is very difficult for you to establish the infrastructure facilities at your own investment. So for that, they will provide the common facilities, so which you can use them, and so that you can go with the production and you can market your product. So you can also see what is the return they're expecting, because whatever the things they are providing return, always the return on investment is they're launching the profitable entrepreneurs, because our country's motive is to make in India initiator, so that we want to launch more number of the profitable entrepreneurs with the different fields and different sectors. Okay, so this is a support system from the government. Okay, no need of putting your profits or anything. You doesn't have any obligations. Okay.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Yes. Any more questions?
Good morning, ma'am. Your lecture is very informative. I am from Physics and Electronics Department. And how to become a host institution, madam? Is there any prerequisition for this?
Yeah, actually, madam, for the host institution, I just want to share it is not a prerequisites, madam. So I just show. See, host institutions, it may be we can say that it should be an engineering college or management institutions. Okay, so which will have the facilities. Okay, so because they need to have to provide the office space. Okay, basic infrastructure facilities to the students. Okay, so that they can apply as a host institutions in the DC MSME website, madam. You have to provide all the details about your college. Okay, so what is the space availability is there and how you want to proceed with that. So they will have some application format will be there. So you just fill the application and you have to submit that. So there is no other specific requirements are there, because as a host institution, for your thing is you have to gather the ideations from your students and also the first generation entrepreneurs. Okay, because once the idea got accepted, then only you have to again design what is the infrastructure facilities. Okay, so that is what it is. There is no other specific requirements are there for the host institution, madam.
Will they give any support, financial assistance for machinery, ma'am?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. So once you are registered as a host institution, now you will submit the ideas. Okay, so once the idea got selected, okay, again you have to submit a proposal for what is the infrastructure facilities required. Okay, madam. So for that, they will provide the financial assistance through establishing the machinery. Up to 1 crore, they will provide the plant and machinery, madam.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. And we belong to science department, ma'am. Can we apply?
Yeah. No, you can apply, madam. I think, but the thing is for the last year, they have closed the site. Again, for the present year, again, they may start inviting the host institutions. So because last time only in the first stage, they have given the approvals in the month of March itself. Again, the second phase, they may start, madam, but I will intimate you once the link is open, madam.
Okay,
because we are the NIMSME is also a host institution under Ministry of MSME. Okay, so actually in the initial stage only they have invited for the recognition of the host institutions. Even in Hyderabad also we are having Malaradi institutions and many of the engineering colleges, they have got the approval as a host institutions, and we have to see the second phase of invitation as a host institution. So once that link is generated, I will definitely intimate to your department so that you can also go for that host institution process, madam.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Any more questions?
Yes, participants, if you have any queries, you can post it in chat box, or else you can unmute yourself.
And I hope the in charges of EDCL and IC is also there in this meeting. And if you request any assistance regarding this establishing the units or establishing incubation and everything, you can contact us, madam. We will support
Definitely,
you.
ma'am.
Yeah, we will support you in your workshops. Okay, in any the training programs, everything I will support. We will support.
Okay, ma'am. Definitely we'll try to visit, ma'am.
Sure, sure. We are invited.
Definitely we'll try to visit NSIC as it is very useful to our students. Definitely we'll try to visit so
Yes,
that
yes.
they'll get some.
Practical exposure is very
Yes,
important,
ma'am.
because see whatever we are saying in the words now, when we see in a lively situation, they can understand. Okay, so
Yes,
and
ma'am.
also faculty will also have an awareness that when they want to go for they're introducing this incubation concept at their premises, also what is the requirement and how to proceed. And also that will be both understanding for the faculty and also the students. So definitely, as a part of your IAC, you can plan for that visits under various incubation centers are there at Hyderabad. We are having Atal Incubation Center is there, madam, and Millet Research, ICMR Incubation Center is there. It is a innovation, like technology innovation. At NIMSMI, we are having a small incubation, that is a livelihood business incubation. And NSAC in ECIL, you are having the incubation center. So you can have 1 or 2 visits with your students so that they will have a idea. That means, see, because always we, as our duty is to make them to be motivated to take up the entrepreneurial activity. So that will be a value addition for the colleges to come up with new stage entrepreneurs.
Definitely, ma'am. Definitely we'll visit NSIC with our students so that they'll get motivated. They can be a good entrepreneurs, ma'am. Now I request Bhargavi, Assistant Professor in Mathematics, to propose vote of thanks.
Thank you, Swapna. Good afternoon, everyone. It is a great honor to propose vote of thanks to all who helped us in making the webinar success. First, I would like to thank today's speaker, Dr. Vijaya Ma'am, faculty member, National Institute for Micro, Small, Medium Enterprises, for giving the awareness to start and proceed the new ideas and how to make our idea to reach the market as an entrepreneur. It is my pleasure to thank Professor G. Sudarshan Reddy Sir, Honorable Secretary and Correspondent RBVRR for his constant support. I would also like to express deep gratitude Principal Dr. J. Ajita Devi Ma'am and our Vice Principal Dr. Also thank Nisha Ma'am, Convener ED Cell, and Mrs. K. Sinduri Ma'am, President IIC. And I also thank all the faculty and students for their participation. Thank you all. Thank you, madam.
Thank you, Bhargavi.
Swapna madam, shall I leave the session?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So thank you all. Thank you once again.